Hello everyone, my name is Shem and welcome to VFX Kitchen. Today is the first video for the Nuke NGX series. I will split it into 3 videos. The first one will talk about creating a Nuke plugin that can access the pixels information inside the canvas. Second video will be using OpenCV to image process our pixels in the Nuke canvas. And the third one will be manipulating the code from NVIDIA NGX InPaint to fit our requirement so we can use it inside Nuke. So I will just begin with creating the Nuke plugin. So I will create a new project. It will be a C++ project. And let's save it into my VFX Kitchen folder. It's Nuke NGX series. We'll call the project RGB node. Okay, and let's create a Git repository so we can always commit our code and get back to it by time. So what we need to set up for Nuke plugin is to have it 64-bit and in release mode, and then we create a new CPP file. We'll call it RGB node.cpp. Then we can change the project settings. We are going to have a plugin, so it's going to be a DLL file, so the output will be DLL. And then we need to include headers from Nuke. So for this I will go for the Nuke directory, like here. And here you can find the include directory. So I will just place it here. And then I move to the additional library directories inside the linker, and we'll put just the directory of Nuke. We mainly work with 2 libraries for creating Nuke plugin. First one is ddimage.lib, and the second one is glue32.lib. Then we save it. And because we want to debug our plugin all the time, so you can check Nuke plugin path. And here you can see the directory where Nuke actually read its plugins. And that's a good note, because it says it's not a good idea to save your plugins inside the install directory of Nuke, because most of the time you don't have permission to write on the C drive or program files. Because if you're working in a studio that has some restrictions for the artist, they cannot write on the C drive, or for example, it's better to save it into the user folder or some shared place on the network. So we're going to have a PostBuild event, which will basically copy our DLL file into our plugins folder in our user, and then we'll run Nuke for us. So we are going to do that's like a basic batch file. So we do copy, and we need to have the target directory, which, as you can see here, is our release directory. And then we need to have it's called the project name, I think. Yeah, we need to remove this one. .dll, and the path that we are going to copy it into will be the user profile /.nuke. That's basically the folder for the user custom plugins. And after this we need to run Nuke. So we are going to copy the path for Nuke from here in a new line, and that's it. Now we are ready to code our plugin. So to get to know, first, Nuke plugin has like a skeleton stuff that you have to define in the beginning, like the information about the plugin, the description, and so on, and how to build it. And then there's like the main functions for how to access the pixels and make some formulas on top of it. There's 2 ways to manipulate the pixels. First one using the engine function, which is like the most common right now, and it gives you like the row for each row of the image, and then you access the columns, like each pixel in this row. And there is the other way that you can use the render stripe function, which will give you a planar image, like as if you are working with OpenCV, so you can access the pixels in whatever order. So you just give it like pixel X, Y, and then you get it. You don't have to care much about the given row for you, because with Engine, I think it's a bit different, because it always give you the row, and then when you get this row, you can look for which pixel you're looking for and in which channel that you can apply this into it. With render stripe, it's more like you have the whole image, you can just access directly what you want. And I will show today the render stripe, but I believe that the using Engine is the most efficient and correct one, and I think that's why in my demo video I had problems with the color space. So I will try the Engine and see if it's going to make changes or not, but it was a bit problematic for me to do it. So let's get into creating the plugin directly. We get to include our header files. We need the dd image / IOP, and we need row, we need knobs, and we need Nuke wrapper. Okay, then using namespace dd image. So we have to define the class name and the help or the description of the class. So we're going to do const char class equals RGB node, and here const char again help equals our first RGB node from VFX sketch. Cool. Next we have to inherit our we have to create our node based on inheritance from an existing class. So we are going to say class RGB node is inheritance from IOP. Okay, and what's your problem? Expected this, sorry, my semicolon. And here we need to identify or define like a placeholder for our RGB values that we're going to play with later. Okay, and then we have public RGB node. Okay, and this text node. I'm just copying it from my existing code because I made a bit of research to find this one out, and it was actually very easy to find out how to create a new plugin. There's actually a guy who really made very good examples about how to create plugins for Nuke, but it's still different because in the old versions of Nuke we had to build it with Visual Studio 10. And now I'm using Visual Studio 2017 with platform toolset 141. So now it's changing with new version 12. Okay, and here I need to set my value 01. I need to make an initialized value for my placeholder to be all zeros. Okay. And these are the skeleton of the plugin. We need to have a validate function, which takes a boolean as an input, and we have request function, which takes a lot of arguments, and that's kind of a built-in function inside Nuke. It will fill it automatically for you. You don't do anything for it. And we have t, we have channel mask channels, we have int count. Okay. And then we have render stripe, image plane, and it takes this output plane. And to use the render stripe, we have to make a function called use stripes, and it returns true. So that's basically you're overriding it to say, hey, use this one instead. guess this should be closed like this here because I made such a mistake. And we are good. And then we need to override the class name by returning d.name, and I will explain later what is actually d, because it took me a while also to get what's actually d. That's something we are going to define in the end for asking Nuke to build actually our plugin. And this one going to be help virtual void nops, and nop is basically the attributes or like the user interface we are seeing on the right side. So you don't have to write it in Python or make some connections in the back end or like behind it. You can basically define everything in your node here. So IOP description D. Okay, so these are like the functions we are going to use, and now we have to define what actually these functions are doing. So we say RGB node, and then validate text booleans for real. And to be honest, some of this stuff does not make sense for me or how it works, but I kept searching inside the documentation we have for the NDK, the NVIDIA Developer Kit. Some of them make sense, like for example validate is used to make sure that the input for the node is the same like the output of the node. So the resolution should be the same, the channel's number should be the same, and so on, and also give you the information about the input node. And then we have RGB request, and to save some time we can just copy the same from here. Okay, RGB node. And this one will say, hey, input 0, give me request x, y, r, t, channels, and count. Cool. Channel input 0, not O. And now I will define also the render stripe function, but I'm not going to fill it with anything at the moment until I'm finishing the skeleton of the plugin. Render stripe, and it has an input of image plane, output plane. Okay, and then the rest of the functions for RGB node nops, nop call back f. Then we have multi and nop f value 3 value, and last two lines static IOP, and that's where we're going to build our node. Return new Nuke wrapper new RGB node taking node, and lastly const IOP description new RGB node the RGB node, then build. And why you're complaining here? Has no overrider engine. Okay, because if you are going to work with render stripe, this is the function where we are going to calculate the pixel stuff. If you're going to use render stripe, we are going to use planner IOP, and then we are inheriting the planner IOP here and here, and yeah, that's fine for now. Okay, what's going to happen next? What we are going to do next is to play with the pixels. So we have input 1. So once we connect an input, we are going to request for the pixel information, the channels and everything. And then later we can play with the render stripe. That's a pointer for the output plane. That's what you see in the canvas. So here you are doing all the changes to it. and you're just basically showing it during the runtime. So I'm going to override the output with fetching fetch plane from our and saving it into our output plane. Okay, and then we say output plane dot make unique. Make unique just in case you are using this plane in many nodes. It makes it unique that you can later override it or change it without affecting the rest. And we also need to make it writable. It's supposed to be automatically writable once you make fetch plane from the input, but you never know. You need to know that you for sure can write on this pixel. Now we need to define the boundaries of the output plane, like the weights and height and so on. Okay, and then we are going to do the most important part. We are going to iterate over each pixel, and we are going to give it a value from what we are having here, from our knobs. So we are going to do a for loop. So we say for box iterator it equals bounds dot begin. It does not equals bounds dot end, and then it is incrementing. What you're going to do now is saying output plane dot writable at, and then we say it dot x, it dot y at channel 0. You can see it also here, like you have x and y, and z usually represent the channel, and then we give it the value of 0, and we can just do the same, value 1, value 2, and then we're affecting channel 2 and channel 1. So that's RGB, and that's it. So now you just build your first Nuke plugin. So to show it inside Nuke, you can just press tab and look for it, or we can do something else is cool, which is going to like your user name .nuke and then the menu, and you can see here I'm doing some tests before, so I can just create a new one and call it RGB node, and it will create RGB node. I hope it doesn't conflict with any of the Nuke node because the name sounds familiar somehow. So let's start and see how it's going to be. Okay, so now we have RGB node here. Let's have an input image. Nothing will happen for the input image because we are overriding it basically. So I'm going to create the RGB node. That's what you are looking through. You see it's zeros because now it's black. If I put 1 here, it's going to be red. If I put 1 here, it's going to be yellow. If it's 1 here, then it should be white. And that's basically it. We can play around. We still have a lot to play around with, but in general, that's how we can access the canvas, changing some vertices, some pixels, sorry, and create the skeleton of the plugin. It will take some time until for me also get use of how to write the plugin from scratch. Until now, I'm still copying some snippets of the code, and I would like later to show how we can also build a plugin and use the engine function instead of using render stripe, because I believe that engine is still the better way than using stripes. But at that time I wanted to prove the concept of using NGX inside Nuke, so that's why I used the render stripe, because it was easier to control. I hope it was useful today, and yeah, wait for the next video about using OpenCV. It will be also a bit tricky because but we already built the skeleton of the plugin. But yeah, so stay tuned and see you next time. Bye bye.
Here comes the music.
Boom, 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 boom. I'ma shoot you right down. Boom, 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 boom.